Hey guys, welcome back to another Scratch tutorial video. Today I will be making a Wordle game in Scratch. So this is the official Wordle game, and in case you don't know what that is, it's a random 5-letter word guessing game. So you guess a 5-letter word, like here I guessed crane, and you have 6 chances to do so. There are 3 colors which your block can be when you enter the answer. It can either be correct, which is green, incorrect, which is gray, and misplaced, which is yellow. So let me just try out a word here. I'm just gonna say like metro here, and then like that. And as you can see, I have some incorrect and some misplaced ones. And this is the one we're going to do by the end of this video. So we have the blocks here, and our goal, I'm only putting it there so we can test it out. Our goal is antic, and we're also going to type antic, and everything is correct, and we win. And we can click to start over, and now the goal is China, and we'll just do, I don't know, apple. And as you can see now, it is incorrect and misplaced. So let's just start doing that. Here we've got 2 sprites, one is called main and one is called win/lose screen. In win/lose screen, we've got, of course, a win screen and a lose screen. We've also got a background. It's just a white screen with name Wordle on it. In main, we've got 4 blocks. One is blank, one is correct, one is incorrect, and one is misplaced. And each of these 4 costumes have their own color. We also have all the letters of the alphabet with the names. So like here we've got uppercase A, and then uppercase A is also what it looks like. And we've also got lowercase a, and uppercase A is still what it looks like. That's because we don't want this to be case sensitive. Okay, so now we can just get on to coding. So the first thing we will do is go to when clicked, and then we are going to hide. Then we're going to make a new custom block and call it make word list. And then make it run without screen refresh. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it over here. Under this hide, we're going to make with the word list, and then we're going to make 2 new variables. One is called counter. The other is called words. We also have 2 lists. One is called word. The other is called words list. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to set our counter to 1, and we're going to delete all of the words list. Then we're going to set our words to, so in the description of this video, I have a list of over 1,500 words. You just need to do Command C or Command V, so copy, and then Command V or Control V to paste. And here we have the words. We're just going to scroll over back to our page. Whoa, that's a lot of words. So we have the page now. Now we're going to get a repeat until block. So repeat until counter is bigger than length of words. So it's going to repeat until every letter is counted. And then it is going to stop. Below this, we're just going to delete all of word and get out repeat 5 times, because that's how many letters a word has. So repeat 5 times, add letter, so in operators, add letter counter of words. We can just duplicate that from above. Oops. And then we're going to add that to Word. And then we are going to change our counter by 1. Get another change counter by 1 and put that under this loop. Then we are going to add word to words list. So let me explain what's happened here. So it's going to repeat until we have all of this, and it's going to repeat 5 times. So for the length of our every word, it's going to repeat this. First, it is going to do, because remember, counters 1, so letter 1 of words, which is R. Then it is going to do change counter by 1 and repeat. So now it's going to do letter 2 of words, which is E, and it continues 5 times. Then it's going to change counter by 1 once more because of the space here. And then it's going to add what we did here to our words list. And yeah, that should work now. So we are going to hide everything except for the words list right now. And click the green flag. And as you can see, we have 1,573 words. And they're all 5-letter, all of them make sense. Like here we've got ideal, seize, laugh, block, and yeah. And now we can go on to the next part of our program. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our normal sprites. So here. And we're going to code the rest of it. So forever, we are going to make a new variable now, goal. And goal is going to be like the correct answer. So we're going to set our goal to, then we'll go to list, item, and then operators, pick random, 1, 2, the length of the list. And this list should be the words list. So it's just going to pick a random word out of the words list. Okay, after we have done this, we are going to make a new block and call it print empty blocks. Or you can also call it render empty blocks. So let's just do that here. Okay. And under this, we're going to say print the empty blocks. So now we're going to define the print empty blocks. What we are going to do is we're going to make a new variable and call it block ID global, like that. And it's going to be for all sprites. Then we're going to make a new one and call that one row. Okay. Now we're going to set our block ID global to 0. And we are going to switch our costume to blank. So if you remember correctly, this is blank. Now after we switch our costume to blank, we are going to set our row to 1. And then we're going to repeat 5 times. And around this, we're going to repeat 6 times. So 5 times this way and 6 times this way. Okay, so now we're going to say go to X I'm going to say minus 70, but you can change that if you want. And y, we're going to do some calculations here, so operators, and minus and plus. So we're going to go to x minus 70, y, we're going to say 125 minus the row times, or yeah, let's just replace this for a times. 125 minus row times 35. And under our repeat 5, we're going to say change row by 1. So all of the 6 times it's going to repeat this is going to be different. So in the repeat 5 times, we're going to say create a clone of myself, and then change the block ID global by 1, and then we're going to change our X position by 35. So this is going to do the Y position, and this is going to do the X position for us. And all of the cloning can be in here. And let's just do, when I start as a clone, show, because if you remember, before we did hide in the one clicked, and when we are after we are going to show, we are going to say set, and then make a new variable and call it block ID, and this is for this sprite only, which also means for this clone only, and that's important. So we're going to set our block ID to our block ID global, and the block ID is going to be different for different blocks every time. And I think now we can just click the green flag and watch. And yeah, you can see the blocks appear now. And yeah, it looks pretty good. So now we can move on to the next part of our program. Okay, so now once again we will return to the when clicked code, and we are going to code some more. So we are going to make 3 new variables. One is named points, the other is named tries, and the last one is named guess. Okay, so get a set block out and duplicate 3 times and put that under the print block. Now we are going to say set points to 0, set my tries to 1, and then I'm just going to set my guess to blank, like that. And then I'm going to get a repeat until block out, and I'm going to repeat until, so get an OR block and 2 equals blocks. And yeah, we're going to repeat until points equals 5. So we got all the letters right. Or tries equals 7, which means we never got it right. So this one is win and this one is lose. Then we're going to go back to control, another repeat until block, and we're going to say if word list, where is word list? Here. Repeat until words list contains your guess. So guess is just what you guessed or your answer. Now I'm going to go to sensing, and get out the ask what's your name and wait. And we're just going to ask nothing and wait. Get the answer block out. And now we're going to set our guess to answer. So if our answer is in our words list, it is going to move on to the next part of the code, else it will just ask again until we get an answer that is in the words list. So in the next part of our code, which is under here, we will say set our counter to 1 and then set our points to 0. Then we are going to repeat this 5 times. We are going to make a new variable and it is going to be named letter. So we are going to set our letter to, and then go back to operators, letter counter of answer. We can just duplicate this from up here. And below this, we're going to get out an if statement. So if letter equals, and then if letter equals letter counter of goal, I am going to change our points by 1. Okay, so basically it's going to get out every letter of this, of the word, and so of our answer that is in our words list. And then if the letter is also in the goal, then it's going to change our points by 1. And under this, we have to say change our counter by 1. So under this. But we can also be incorrect and it can also be misplaced. So we're going to get our 2 if then else blocks and put one inside the other. And if, so if, put this in here and then change points by 1. Okay, so we're going to put this back here. If the goal contains, here, if the goal contains the letter, then we're just going to add a comment here for later. It's going to be misplaced, else it is going to be incorrect. Let's just try it out. So it's going to ask a question, and let's just type in some gibberish, and it will come back as nothing, and we will have to ask again because that was not a valid word. And let's do a valid word now, like let's say, I don't know, delay. And yeah, it goes away now. Okay, so now on to what goes in these two. So now we're going to make a new custom block and we are going to call it set block to add an input, and it's going to be called costume, and then click OK. So we're going to use this 3 times here. The first time it's here, we're going to say set block to correct, which is the costume name here, and then duplicate, set block to incorrect, which is also a costume name, and then we're going to set our block to misplaced, which is also a costume name. We're going to put that there and that there. So we still haven't coded this custom block though. So let's just do it. So first we're going to set our block ID global to, we're going to do some quick math here. We're going to add a minus, a times, and a plus. And it's going to look like this. Put that in there. At the end there should be counter. And we're going to do tries. So tries minus 1 times 5. And if we go back here, it's going to change our counter by 1. So yeah, it's going to change every time. Then we are going to make a new variable and call it block status. It's going to be for all sprites. We're going to say set block status to costume. And then we're going to broadcast change block. Okay. So now we are going to code what happens when you receive change block. So when I receive change block, if my block ID is equal to the block ID global, it is going to switch its costume to the block status. And if you remembered correctly, each clone has a block ID, and the block ID global is always changing. And block status is costume, and costume is here. So yeah. Let's just see if this works. No, actually, we'll just code the second custom block after this. So the second one is called write word, and it's what its name is. It's just going to write the word on screen. So after it changes its counter by 1, and after this loop we're going to say write word. Now we are going to place this in the repeat 5, and also put this write word in the repeat 5 times. Then we are going to change our tries by 1 and set our guess. Let's just duplicate this. So now we're going to set our guess to blank. And yeah, now comes the last code of our script. Here it's going to be if then else. So if our points equals 5, I'm going to broadcast win, and else I am going to broadcast lose. So like this. Okay. After this we are going to wait until our mouse is down, and then we are going to broadcast another message, and this time it will be called hide. And yeah, so now we need to define right word, so it's hiding behind that block there. And yeah, let's just define it. I'm gonna put it over here next to the others. So this is going to be very similar to our other block here, so the print empty blocks. So we're just going to copy this and put it down here. We don't need this repeat 6 times because it's only going to repeat 5 times. We're going to do the same thing here, except instead of row, we're going to say tries, and we'll make a new variable and call it column, like this. And we're going to set our column to 1. And then repeat 5 times. We are going to switch our costume to letter column of guess, like this. Then we are going to create a clone of it myself, change x by 35, and put this up here. Change our column by 1. Okay. And we've got that down. So I'm just gonna hide everything now. We don't need it except for the goal for testing reasons. And yeah. Let's just try that out now. It comes, and the goal is laugh, and we'll do laugh. And yeah, as you can see, the right word is working, but the set block 2 is not working. So let's just go fix that. Okay, so here in the set block 2 costume, when it says tries -1 times 5 plus counter, just do tries -1 and then put this times 5. And now it should work. Oh yeah, and then plus counter. Okay. So now when we press donut, like it says here, yeah, it works. So all of these are correct, and if we do something else, like this one is serve, we'll say apple, and yeah, these are incorrect, and this one is correct. And there can also be semi-correct ones, like this one is hockey, and we'll do apple, and the A is misplaced and the others are wrong. So that actually works really well. And all we need to do is the win/lose screen, and that's actually really easy. We'll do when clicked, go to x0, y0, and it will hide. Also bring out a show block for later. Now say when I receive lose, and then duplicate to when I receive win. We're going to do both of them show, and then they are going to go to the front layer. But before they do this, they're going to wait 0.5 seconds so the text can appear. Okay? And yeah, and then I'm going to say when I receive hide, I'm going to hide. So let's just try this out now. We have this, and we can just type something, and it says sure, and I lose. Well, that's because I haven't switched the costumes yet. So when I receive lose, switch costume to lose, and when I receive win, I'm going to switch costume to win. And put the 0.5 seconds before these. So like that. Now it is board, and I will click board, and I win, and I click, and I start over with another goal. Now this time I'll try out the losing feature. I'm gonna do apple, and then again apple. Just gonna repeat this. And I can lose. So, but you might have noticed a glitch with the word here. And that is actually really easy to fix. So here in write word, we'll just remove this change block ID global by 1. And now it'll work. So let's just see this. Just testing it out. Apple. And then apple again. And yeah, it works. So we have successfully made a Wordle clone in Scratch with the misplacements, the letters, the blocks, everything. Okay, so that's the end of my tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys. Please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss another video. Bye!